much money will you need to retire? According to a survey, more Americans than ever believe the magic number is $1 million. But is that the real target? That's what we're discussing today with Gary Mattson and Laurel Stewart. The father-daughter team are with Mattson Financial, a full-service financial and retirement firm in the Grand Rapids area. They are also popular radio show hosts. Okay, so let's talk about the magic number, because that seems to be something a lot of people get fixated on. And $1 million. Is that something you hear a lot?
Definitely. I think that's when people really think that they've made it, you know, but with that $1 million, you know, that we see clients come through the door with at our firm means a whole new different set of tax planning and estate planning and strategizing pieces to go along with that. You know, when it comes to your retirement nest egg, a lot of these clients, you know, have 401ks that they've put money away into for years. Yeah. And an employer has matched a good amount too. So, you know, if they have $800,000 in this 401k, for example, and then once they turn 70 and a half, we talk about taxes come into play heavily because of those required minimum distributions. So that means you have to take a required set amount, you know, a percentage out every year, and you have to pay taxes on that. So 401k, those are all qualified dollars. So these are things to where if you don't need all of that income every year, you know, you could go into a higher tax bracket and you're not utilizing those dollars. Sure. So that's, you know, one of the big things, for example, that we look at too.
Yeah, so if people are watching and they say, I don't think $1 million is going to happen for me, should they be panicking?
Actually, just the opposite. People look at their assets and they go, oh, I've got this $1 million, or I've only got $500,000. It's not how much money you have, it's how much you're going to get income off of that. And so you might have $5 million, and if you're getting 0.5%, you're not going to make it through retirement because you're always going to go into the principal of your assets. And if you're getting, like, say, $500,000 and you're getting an 8% return and pulling $40,000 or $45,000 out, then it's really making it all the way through. So it's not the myth about how much money you have, it's how much income it's going to derive to you over the course of retirement. And understanding that retirement's kind of different stages, so you're going to draw at different times, different ways, and understanding how you're going to take those dollars over time are going to be very important to your portfolio.
Sure. So let me ask you two questions I think are very related. Why is it that so many people go to that $1 million mark, and what is the key to really finding your own magic number?
So I think, you know, the 1 million is kind of the white picket fence, you know, so when people see that, they say, I became a millionaire. You know, how good does that sound? You know, it started with that TV show way back when, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, right?
Yeah. Everyone.
So it just, yeah. So it's became, you know, kind of this idolizing thing, and you just have, you've made it. And to follow that up, you know, of how you can get there with it, just by diversification too. I think that's a key piece to the puzzle is, you know, whatever nest egg amount you have is finding out what do you want to do in retirement. I think that's the difference between, you know, somebody who has $250,000 and somebody who has $1 million is you might not need $1 million to retire though. It's about what do you want to do.
And having your magic number, can that really tell us what we need to be doing each year and saying, this is where I want to end up? Do I just divide that and say, okay, I'm going to be working for X amount of years? Does that help us determine what we should be doing on an annual basis?
Well, the best answer is say, okay, this is what I'm going to have my lifestyle. This is the lifestyle that I want to maintain. And then my critical income need, you know, are we going to have 2 vehicles? Are we going to cut down to 1? Are we going to be traveling a lot? Or are we going to be just visiting locally with family members? Are we going to be doing some volunteer work? Are we going to have an extra second job? These are all things that come into the play of dreams, goals, and desires. And like I explain to every client when they come through our door is that once we figure out what you're going to do and what your critical income need is, that's the money you need every month, and what you're going to do in lifestyle, it's easy for us to build that portfolio. And then we can tell you whether it's realistic or unrealistic. We had a client actually come in and said that they wanted to retire in 3 years, and we did all our formulations and came back to them and says, well, good news. I said, what's that? You can go now. You've got enough money to do everything you want to. You'll never run out of money. We showed him exactly how it's going to run out. He started crying. She's like cheering. Laura's outside the office going, what's going on?
What's happening in this meeting right now?
And the beautiful thing is the factor that, yes, they didn't go right away. They waited a year, but they got their ducks in a row. It wasn't about the money ducks now. It was about getting the rest of the lifestyle, what they wanted to do in a row. And it was actually buying a fishing boat and getting that set up so they could do that on a regular basis.
Yeah, so you establish that magic number, and I have to imagine there are people who are very excited about it. But then some people that say, you know, I have a lot of work to do. But that can be helpful to kind of know, to be able to set up a dependable income for yourself in the future.
Definitely, and that's where, you know, a lot of people in their 50s right now who maybe want to retire in the next 10 years, we talk about having a checkup, you know, offering that with your plan to see where you're at. And a lot of them have pensions still, but we're seeing them being cut. And so that's one of the things too is, you know, we don't want to make it just be one source of income that you're depending on and let something else, you know, other factor change that. So we want to make sure that your plan is flexible, having different pieces a part of that puzzle, and talk about, you know, the income buckets along the way.
Sure, and you're offering a special to viewers who may be watching. What is it?
Yeah, so for the first 5 qualified callers with a portfolio of $250,000 or more, we'd love to, you know, extend the invitation to come into the office. We'll get to know you and your dreams, goals, and desires, and talk about what you want that plan to look like for you, and then we'll start with those calculations.
Yeah.
Just a relaxed conversation, cup of coffee and a couple cookies maybe. Relax, talk about where you're at, talk about what you want to achieve. Let's look at the numbers and see if they work out, because as Laurel said, it is math. It is simple math, but it is math.
Yeah. Well, if you're looking to find your magic number for retirement, Mattson Financial has a great offer for you today. For the first 5 callers, they're offering a complimentary full-blown retirement plan just for you. This allows them to sit down with you personally, analyze where you're at right now, discuss your best steps to get ready for a successful retirement. The number to call is 616-514-3831. Again, this offer is good to the first 5 callers. So, Gary, Laurel, so nice to have you here, and thank you for your help in planning a very fun, hopefully successful retirement.
Yes,
Thanks so
the key
much.
is having fun.
Yeah. We'll be right back with more 8West. Don't go away.
This is 8West.